Please don't forget to subscribe and comment. It was late evening, and the golden hue of the sunset poured into the room through the open balcony doors. Amber Carson lay sprawled across the couch, flipping lazily through a glossy fashion magazine. Her blonde hair spilled over the armrest, her legs draped over the side in an effortless pose of sensual comfort. She looked up from the pages when the front door clicked open. "Hey babe," said a deep voice. Chase Morgan entered the apartment, his hair still a little damp from the gym. He wore his usual black hoodie, the one that clung to his body in a way Amber never failed to notice. There was something about the way that color settled on his skin, the way it blended into the shadows and made his bright green eyes pop. Black had always suited him, mysterious, cool, effortless. Amber grinned as she sat up, her eyes following him like a cat watching prey. "You know," she said playfully, "you give me black, and I'll give you pink." Chase raised an eyebrow as he placed his gym bag by the door. "What kind of trade is that?" he chuckled. "A fair one," she said, crossing the room and slipping her arms around his waist. "You know I've been asking for that silky black night suit for weeks. The one with the lace trim? If you finally get it for me." She ran her fingers up his chest and leaned close to whisper, "I'll give you that pink shirt you like. The soft one. You always say I look good in pink, right? Well, imagine you wearing it. Just for me." Chase smirked and pulled her closer, his voice dropping. "You mean the one I said was my favorite because it reminds me of you blushing?" Amber gave him a slow smile. "Exactly." It was their thing, this teasing, this layered game of flirtation and desire. But lately, it had taken on a deeper, more electric edge. Something was building between them. Something that hummed beneath the surface like a current waiting to spark. Later that night, Amber curled up in bed, scrolling through her phone when a message from Chase popped up. "Check your closet. I think the deal's been made." Amber tossed the phone aside and jumped out of bed. She yanked open the closet and gasped. Hanging there on a satin hanger was the black night suit she'd been dreaming about. Midnight black, trimmed with delicate lace, it shimmered under the closet light like something out of a fantasy. She clutched it to her chest, her eyes sparkling. Then her fingers tapped out a reply. "Tomorrow. Be ready for pink." The next day, Chase waited at their favorite rooftop cafe. He wore casual jeans and a fitted white shirt, but his eyes kept scanning the entrance, a little more nervous than usual. Amber rarely made promises without follow-through. And then she appeared. Her lips were glossed, her golden hair was pinned up in a soft bun, and draped over her arm was a shopping bag. But it wasn't just any shopping bag, it was pink, and the shirt inside had his name all over it. "Is it what I think it is?" he asked, standing as she approached. "That depends," she said, her voice teasing, "on what you were thinking." He pulled the bag closer and peeked inside. A blush crept up his neck. "You really bought it?" "Soft pink," she said. "Custom fitted. I know you like it when the sleeves are rolled just right." Their eyes locked. For a moment, the world around them faded, the waiters, the breeze, the faint clatter of dishes. There was just Amber and Chase, and the playful yet intimate promise exchanged between them. That evening, they returned to Amber's apartment. The city below glowed with life, but inside, the mood was quieter, charged, almost too still. Chase slipped on the pink shirt, buttoning it slowly as Amber leaned against the doorway, watching him. Her night suit hung on the back of the bedroom chair, still untouched. "You look," she began. Then she paused. "Exactly how I imagined." Chase turned toward her, his eyes soft but intense. He walked up and placed his hands on her waist. "And you," he said, pulling her closer, "owe me something, remember?" Amber reached behind her and grabbed the night suit. "I was waiting for the right moment," she said, brushing her lips against his jawline. "Is this the moment?" "Almost," she whispered. "But first, I want to ask you something." Chase looked surprised. "Okay, shoot." Amber stepped back, her expression shifting. The room felt heavier now. "Do you trust me?" Chase blinked. "Of course I do. Even if I tell you that this whole week, I've been testing you?" He frowned slightly, not in anger, but in curiosity. "Testing me how?" Amber walked over to her nightstand and opened the drawer. She pulled out a small velvet box and handed it to him. Chase opened it. Inside was a key. "What's this?" he asked, his voice low. "My place." "Permanently," she said. "I wanted to see if you still wanted this, us. If you'd follow through when I asked for something. If you'd show up like you always do." You passed. His heart raced. It had been months of late-night talks, laughter, emotional vulnerability, and the slow unraveling of walls they'd built around themselves for years. But this was new. This was her inviting him fully in. "I want you in all my nights, black or pink," she said. Chase didn't hesitate. He pulled her into his arms and kissed her. It wasn't a fiery kiss, it was slow, honest, warm. The kind of kiss that spoke of home. When she finally changed into the night suit, Chase couldn't stop staring. "I thought it would look good on you," he said, reaching out to trace the lace along her shoulder. "But I was wrong." Amber raised an eyebrow. "Wrong? It looks perfect on you." They sat on the floor by the balcony, wrapped in a soft blanket, the stars blinking above them. "So," Amber whispered, resting her head against his chest, "what do you think of pink now?" "I think it's my new favorite color," he replied. She smiled. At the end of the video, a voiceover gently plays as the camera pans to a soft focus of the black nightsuit and the pink shirt draped on a chair. She said, "You give me black, and I give you pink." What he didn't know was that her wish wasn't just about clothes. She wanted the black nightsuit not for herself, but to feel desired, cherished. And in return, she offered the pink shirt, because pink was more than a color, it was her way of saying, "I choose you." Every night. Forever.